What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and I'm coming in to talk to you guys about a situation that happened at Woodhull Hospital concerning a young lady named Sha Asia Washington. Now, let me give you a little backstory. Around July 2nd or July 3rd, my daughter called me and was like, "Ma, I can't believe something happened." And I'm like, "What?" She was like, I know this girl named Sha, and she died and giving birth to her child. And I'm like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, I didn't know the young lady, but my daughter did." So she was saying how, it's messed up. Like, how could this happen? And I had no words because, when we give birth to children, anything could go wrong. You get what I'm saying? So I was just shocked, like, wow. And then a few days later, the Shade Room posted about it, and people was talking about it. Now, let me just tell you, I from Brooklyn, New York, Bedford Stuyvesant, and lived there all my life. Okay, let me tell you something. Woodhull Hospital, back in the day, we used to call it Killer Hall. Okay, because you could check in, but you're not guaranteed to check out. So this young lady, so I was looking around and I came across her boyfriend or husband Instagram, and he calls her wifey. So we're gonna give the respect, and we're gonna call, we're gonna say his wife. And he put up a very sad note. Beautiful baby girl was born. Beautiful baby girl was born. It just broke my heart, because I can actually feel his pain through his posts. And I think the young man's name is Jawan, if I'm not mistaken. And if anyone that knows them, directly, if I'm saying something a little bit wrong, please correct me in the comment section. But this is a tragedy, and, I can't stand Woodhull Hospital, and the family want answers, and they need answers, because how did this happen? What happened? So I found a little article that I want to read to you guys and let you know, so you can get some insight about this whole thing. It says here, all right, it's just crazy. Okay, it says family demands justice after a healthy black mother dies during emergency C-section. She appeared to be in good health in the final stages of her pregnancy, but the reality of Sha Asia Washington, who's only 26 years old, turned tragically grim after she entered Woodhull Hospital. Okay, it says here, yet the young black woman died during an emergency C-section after receiving an epidural at Woodhull Hospital in Brooklyn, New York last week. Family and friends of Washington are now speaking out, pointing out systematic racism as a possible factor in her death. She's 26 years old. How does your heart stop at 26? How? She was healthy. There was nothing wrong with her. Her whole pregnancy, said Washington's best friend Jasmine Lopez. Demonstrators gathered outside the hospital this week with signs that read "Black Births Matter." Even celebrity comedian Amy Schumer posted to social media about the case. How does this happen? How does this happen? How? And let me give you some information. Let me just give you some backstory about Woodhull Hospital. I never did like the hospital. I have so many people that I've known over the course of time who went in for one thing and came out with something else wrong with them. I have known people who to go in there who didn't come back out. Like I said, you check in, but you're not guaranteed to check out at Woodhull Hospital. The whole attitude of the hospital is just ridiculous. I never forget that I did take my son when he was really small. I took him to that hospital. He was running a fever. So just the whole staff acted as if you were bothering them. And that is just my experience that I had with them. They had an attitude. I understand that you're working there in the middle of the night, but guess what? This is your job. Yes, you may be tired, but this is your job. And you knew what your job entailed when you signed up to do that job. Don't give us any attitude, okay? I mean, it was just nasty attitude behavior. So I'm like, really? I just heard so many horror stories from there, and I've known people who went through so many horror stories. I'm not saying all hospitals are perfect. No, there's some hospitals out there that are really good and some are bad. Every hospital has something with them, okay? But Woodhull Hospital, that place is an eyesore for number one. I mean, every time I walk past that place, I get a bad feeling. Like, I'm like, ugh, I can't stand it. It's like my whole mood could be on 10, and when I go past Woodhull Hospital, it just goes down to like 3, 2. Okay, I can't stand that hospital. I just can't. I really can't. So, this is really, really, really sad, and I just want to say that, you know, sometimes when babies are born, and their parents die during childbirth. Some kids, when they get older and they learn how their parent died. Sometimes kids, depending on how old they are, they feel like it was their fault. So it's not any child's fault when the parent dies giving birth to them. It's not their fault. Something happened during that time, and I feel like with this situation, they wasn't monitoring her carefully. Okay, somebody dropped the ball somewhere, and they wasn't monitoring her carefully. I read somewhere when her blood pressure had went up. Okay, you have to be on top of these things. Have to. I never had any children at Woodhull Hospital. All my kids were born. I had one son born at St. John's Hospital on Atlantic Avenue, and the other kids were born St. John's Hospital on Queens Boulevard. And I never had any issues with those two hospitals. Okay? I never had any issues with those two. Somebody dropped the ball at Woodhull. Somebody dropped the ball at Woodhull Hospital. This young lady was 26 years old. She was excited about having the baby. You know, it's just how? It's like you ask the questions, how did this happen? How did this happen? Because if anything was wrong with her internally, guess what? When she was going to her prenatal clinic, they would have found out something to say, you know what, we got to put you on bed rest, or you know what I mean. So something happened, and it's so sad, and this is close to home because, you know, my daughter knew this young lady, and I just didn't have any answers to give my daughter. She was like, how does this even happen, Mom? I don't know, especially when she was in good health. Like, what happened? And yes, when you are giving birth to a child, they say you're close to death, and I thank God that all my children, that I'm still here, because some people, you know, have a heart attack during childbirth. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Having children is very scary. It's a beautiful event, but it's scary at the same time because you just don't know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? But in this event, something happened at Woodhull, and they dropped the ball somewhere. So I hope the family gets justice. I hope the family get the answers. Stay on this to her family, to the Washington family, and even to her husband. Stay on this. Don't let this go. Stay on this. And love on your daughter. Love on that child. And let that child know when she gets to asking questions, how did my mother pass? Give her the best answer you can, but also let it be known that it's not her fault. Because both families are hurting. Sha Asia's family is hurting, and Juan's family is hurting. And both y'all have to come together for this beautiful baby. Oh, my heart just aches for this. My heart aches for this. Oh, now, If I find out any more about the situation, I will let you guys know. And if anyone that knows the family personally that's listening to this, please let me know what is going on. Are they going to do something? Did they find out what happened? Please stay on that. Please do not stop. Do not stop with this. Find out what happened to Sha Asia Washington. Something happened. Somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. I can't stand that hospital. I swear I can't stand the hospital. All right, guys. So let's move on to the next subject. Nicole Thea, a London dancer and influencer who gained a lot of following for her YouTube videos following her pregnancy, died Saturday. She was only 24 years old and had named her unborn son Rain. He did not survive either, according to an Instagram post on her account from her mother. A cause of death was not released. This is heartbreaking. Oh my God, like what is going on? She was 24 years old, okay? She was a dancer, an influencer, and YouTuber, and she died. And her unborn child named Rain also died as well. And the mother put that up on her Instagram. My heart goes out to that family. Gosh. My heart goes out to that family. I just can't even imagine. I just can't even imagine. It says here, the cause of death have not been reported, but Thea's family confirmed the news via her Instagram account to all of Nicole's friends and supporters. It is with great sadness that I have to inform you that Nicole and her son, she and Boga named Rain, sadly passed away Saturday morning. The Instagram caption said, the family added that Thea had videos pre-scheduled for her YouTube channel, and they, along with her partner and Rain's father, Global Boga, decided that they will allow them to be aired. So they had posted, they had stuff that, during her pregnancy on their YouTube channel, they had stuff that was, being scheduled. And they're going to go on and release those videos of her pregnancy. And they also said, as a family, we ask that you give us privacy because our hearts are truly broken and we are struggling to cope with what has happened. Thank you. Thank you, her mom. Rest in peace, my beautiful baby girl, Nick Nack, and my grandson, Rain. I will miss you for the rest of my life until we meet again in eternal heaven. Thea had more than 75,000 YouTube followers and first made the announcement of her pregnancy in April. Since then, she has been very open about her pregnancy, sharing videos as an expected mom. Her latest video included a pregnancy photo shoot in a milk bath. My heart goes out to her family, her and her partner. This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. I just gave you two videos. I just talked about two women. One is 26 years old from Brooklyn. Okay. Died in the hospital, giving birth to her child. Her child survived. Okay. And then right after that, I'm talking about Nicole Thea, who was a dancer, influencer, who was 24 years old. And she and her baby both passed away. Oh, gosh. This, My heart goes out to both families. And I'm going to stop it here. You guys take care. And I will talk to you later.